So we're going to begin today with motion and moving. Coming into a Qigong practice, especially when Qigong becomes a part of your pretty much daily life or your daily routine, as it becomes a part of a lifestyle, then there's different approaches to how you can approach it day to day, depending on also the activity of your day, the energy of your day, the rhythm of your day. So today we're going to come into it active, and we're going to come into it getting the body pumping and getting everything flowing, and then leading into more static type exercises after that. Okay, so we'll begin first with just relaxing the body with movement, and we're just going to get a nice kind of bounce going. However, we want to still pay attention to our posture. We want to make sure that we're keeping the nose in the center line, so that it's along the center line of the body. This keeps the muscular aspect of the body symmetric along either side of the body, as we have two halves. And we want to make sure that those halves are kind of mirroring each other in a way, and especially in the way that they relax. And you can take that time for a moment to actually feel that out through the weight of your hands as well. So when your hands are coming down, is the weight of one dropping before the weight of the other. And that's what you want to get to, where they're both dropping at the same time, so that it's moving down and through the neck and the shoulders at the same time. Now we're going to keep the heels planted and activate the back of the quadriceps a bit more. So when coming down into a squat, I like to say it's like coming down onto a chair. You want to make sure that your weight is drawing back just a little bit, not forward, because you don't want to feel pressure in your knees. You want to make sure that the knees are working like little hydraulics. That comes through the push. As my arms are coming up, that's when I'm pushing into the ground, like that leverage. And then when my arms drop, that's when everything just drops and sinks. So I'm kind of like a pogo stick here. And now we're going to use the breath. So now, as you push into the ground and the arms come up, the belly pushes down, the core pushes down, you're breathing in. So this is the breath in. You want the internal body to work in complement with the external body. We can use the term opposite, but it's really not opposite, it's complementary. So as the arms are going up, the breath pressure is going down. When the arms are coming down, the breath pressure is coming up to push out. In this way, you're using that little bit of leverage to pump the internal body. Helps keep the eyes up as well. Keep the focus up, keep the chi raising. So now we're going to go a little more internal with the belly. So you want to feel that when the arms are up, the belly is pushing out, and when the arms are coming down, the belly is pulling in and up as well. Because you're pushing that breath out, you want the belly, the diaphragm, moving up, out. In, swells, going down. What I like to do now, since progression is nice, is to start opening the hands once you get up here as well. So you're going to start working the pump system a bit more, so that when the hands come up, just open them, even just a light flex, and then relax them. Open them, drop them. Open them, drop them. You want to make sure to keep the chin slightly tucked in, so the back of the neck stays open as well. You don't want your chin sticking out. You want to keep the chin in. So working this way as well, you're getting a nice breath pump, And so you're cleaning the bloodstream, you're getting the carbon dioxide lowered in the bloodstream, in the tissue, you're removing the acids, and this is good to do before we start as well. Too much posture exercises can also build up lactic acid. Movement is medicine. However, in most static exercises, you're doing a lot of internal work. So you're not really static. Sorry?
Can lactic acid build up from sitting in a meditation posture?
Very much so. Very much so. And this is why we want to make sure that we kick into deep breathing sometimes when you feel a lot of pain kick in. Unless your practice is observing the pain. Because there's two practices, right? One is observation where you're not participating so that you learn it more. And then the other is also participating with it so that you can get rid of it. And that's where we practice active and we practice passive observation. Observation does change things because we also learn from them. It doesn't just change it physically in the moment, slightly and subtly, but it changes our understanding of it, which then changes us with it altogether. Even as I'm doing this, I'm observing myself as I'm going. Okay, now we're going to slow it down. Slow it down. And so my arms are pretty relaxed and they just had that motion. And if you can feel that the arms are still swinging, then you know I've done pretty good there. Nice kinetics happening there. Okay, and then we'll work with a second kinetic. And what we're going to do is just work really slow, and we're just going to do first just mild little turning. So what I want is this wrist here to come around toward this hip over here. Just nice and lightly without using my arms. I don't want to use my arms at all. I want to keep my arms really relaxed. I'm just going to wind yourself up a little bit here. And so what happens here is that kinetically, it starts to open this twisting area more and more so that you can then start getting a quicker twist with it. But you don't want to twist quickly with tension. That's going to work against you. And so we want to explore the body here a little bit. First of all, what we don't want to do is start swinging out of our axis point. So we want to stay within the pole. So try not to come out of that pole line. Don't come out like this. You want to keep the weight even in your legs. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to travel down the legs a little bit. So if I'm going this way and this shoulder and this wrist is going over this way, it's this leg doing a little bit more pushing, this leg doing more absorbing, and then I switch it up. And so what I want to do here is get that energetic relationship between my legs. That came out wrong. The energetic relationship between each leg so that it's going from one leg into the other. And so that they're building that relationship like you do when you walk or you move. So as you're going, you want to just get that happening. Push, push. So one side absorbs while one side pushes. But remember not to come out of the axis point. So you're staying in the axis point. So eventually, this is what we're getting to. Just so I'll show you. And you notice that I'm not coming out of my axis point. And I'm working the relationship of my legs together. But we don't want to get there just yet. We want to work through that tension through here. We want to just get it open more. And travel through the body. As a beginner, we want to explore the body and observe the body more than tell the body what to do. Because then we'll know what we should be telling the body to do. There's a lot of the times where we just think that we know what the body wants and we tell it to do it, and then we screw ourselves for life. So how about we listen to the body tells us what we should do, and then we say, hey body, do this. And then the body's like, yes, thank you for reminding me. That's really what's going on. We're really just reminding the body of what it should be doing. Okay, so let's start working the neck and the shoulder with it now. So now what you're going to do is just turn the head a little bit, and that range is going to be dependent on you. And let's see if you can come across and touch your other elbow. So you're going to go like this. Bring the other arm back so that you're going across your lower back line there. And you can feel how just progressing into this is nice. You're allowing this area here to open. We get a lot of tension in this area, especially if you do physical work. Any laborer or someone who does physical work, we get a lot of tension in this area here. And we need to be able to get that area to loosen up and open. So again, keep going through the checkpoints of your body. And that would be your feet, the relationship from one leg to the other, and how you're moving that energy. Bringing the shoulder and the wrist over as you're pushing into that leg, while the other side gently absorbs. Keeping in your plumb line. Okay, now we're going to build up more. Some of you may get dizzy, turning the head as we pick it up. At this point, if you do get dizzy doing this, then you can work the head halfway, like this, and just push more through your legs. If you don't get dizzy, then you actually want to work that aspect, where you're bringing the head all the way through. So when a dancer spins, they allow their gaze to move out to the edge of chaos. And that's where you want to allow the eyes to go. They go into a gaze. Because really, more than anything, it's not your eyesight that's really giving you the dizziness. It's the fluid in the ear, in the inner ear. However, eyesight can make you dizzy. I know this just from watching my son's video games. Oh my God. I don't get nauseous easy, but wow, that first person thing or whatever. Oh no. Oh, I don't know if my stomach can handle that.
It's crazy. You actually get nauseous after
I bet you would. You know, if we let our son go too long, he'll get nauseous and a headache. I say to him, well, you got motion sickness without moving. What do you think's going to happen? Okay, so now we're going to get into a deeper exhale. It's good that we can film these as classes this way, because then people can learn to progress more and more as they're going with these exercises. And so remember leverage. You want to push into the ground. So your breath is going to be almost like the breath of fire, where you're focusing a lot on the exhale. There's hardly any inhale. The inhale happens as you're coming back here, but then you're back to the exhale, then the inhale, then the exhale. But you're going to notice that the exhale has a lot more kinetic power behind it. I don't want to say force, because you're not using force. When you're using leverage, you're using power. And so we use power sounds a lot in Kung Fu and Qigong and that. It's good to use the breath with sound because of the way it releases blockages or releases even inhibitions. Our psyche can actually trick us into thinking also that we don't want to go further than we're able to go. And so by bringing sound into it and vibrating the body that way as we're going, we're allowed to bring more power out of that. So the difference, if I were to just go like this and go, or if I were to go, like there's just so much more coming out of that just by how I'm amping up sound and how I'm bringing that sound up. Kai is a powerful sound, if you don't mind me doing it. So it's pretty, but just a little bit. I'll do it over here so I don't throw my sound at anybody. Kai! Right? But when you're using a release of Kai, there's a lot of energy in that. And so... Oh. Yeah, that's resonating like crazy. And it's a powerful resonance. And so that was just an extreme, just to kind of show you what that resonance is doing. This was perfect. It resonated that. However, what we want to do is we want to work with that. So as we're going to go from side to side, you want to get and we're going to do it through the mouth right now because we want a deeper decompression in the lower gut. And when we're using the breath through the mouth, breathing out, we can access that quicker than we can through the nose. When you're doing twists, you have to be careful because you certainly don't want to rupture organs. This is why we don't breathe into a twist unless the goal is to very slowly move breath pressure into a specific spot. And even then, I think you have to wait until you understand your body better before you start practicing that. It's still resonating. So now I'm at the point where I'm going to get it going, and I'm going to use it to actually stimulate my body. I'm going to start using it to massage my upper back here, this spot right up in here. This is a spot right here where a lot of people get a lot of tension, and it's difficult to work out that spot on your own. And doing this allows you to work that spot out. For one, I'm hyperextending, and secondly, then I'm slapping it. But you want to make sure that the arm is relaxed and just hitting it all relaxed. So it's a soft whip. In Tajiwan, we like to use this term the soft whip. And that's what you want to get your arms like, so that they're just like jello and they just kind of go wherever your body tells them to go. And that's kind of what you're doing. Learning how to use your body to move your arms. And then the arms stay very relaxed. Okay, so I'm going to build up my axis now, get it going. We're almost done. And when I'm in full mode, then that blood's being pushed out into my hands. Those G-forces are moving the blood out into my hands, which is improving the circulation all the way down to my fingertips. Okay, and then we'll slow it down. So you want to just kind of, again, let the kinetics undo themselves. Good. Okay, now we're going to get a nice little shake going. So one thing that's nice to use is a rebounder, a small trampoline. Do you have one of those? Okay. I use mine pretty much every morning. I'll get in and hop on it for 5 minutes or so. And a lot of the times when I wake up, I'm going to be a little stiff in here. And so just by jumping on that for a few minutes, opens it right up.
Uses it for her lymph, for the lung.
Yes, that's a very good point, actually. It's amazing for your lymph. Shaking is one of the best things you can possibly do for your body. What we're doing here definitely helps to clean out the lymph. It helps to clean out tissue. It stimulates every single cell in your body. Isotonic, they call it, I believe. Not like a power drink. They call that isotonic. No, that's not isotonic. Yeah, gin and tonic. Okay, so we're going to start getting a little active with this, and we're going to pick up the shoulders and pick up the rib cage and lift it up and down with the breathing as you're going. Your breathing, you want to actually try to keep your breathing slow and calm and long. So consider like the calm eye of a storm as the body of the tornado dances around the calm eye of the center. The center is calm. The air is moving slow. natural, neutral. So let's pay attention to a few things in posture again. The nose is in alignment with the center line of the body so that you stay within your axis point, your plumb line. Bring the crown in alignment with the anus. That keeps you directly in the plumb line. Make sure the chin is dropped, not protruding out, closing off the back of the neck. Now close the eyes for a moment, go into the belly. Feel the belly jiggling. You want to feel your gut bouncing up and down. You want to feel that the intestines are bouncing up and down, that they're relaxed. We hold more emotional tension in our gut than anywhere. This is important to understand this. If we can get in and clean out the emotional well, then the gut becomes so much healthier. Okay, let's start really picking up the rib cage now. So we're going to start moving into a more like gorilla kind of movement. But again, you're using your legs, you're using that leverage. Make sure to bring the shoulders back so that the sternum stays open. Okay, now we're going to build it. You want to get your hips, your pelvis moving back and forth too. Okay, you're going to build it now. Really get the hands shaking. This is really good for your hands. Really good for your heart and your blood and your nerves. Then we're going to bring the hands up. So we're going to come over the heart line, or in alignment with the heart. Keep the elbows dropped. You want to get your shoulders to relax here. Let the bounce aid the shake. Let out any gas that builds up, by the way, too, because this is like stimulating soda pop. So whatever, starts to come up, just let it go. Or the other way. Okay, bring it down, nice and slow. And then we're going to bring the arms up, but keep the arms really relaxed. Any shaking that happens in the arms is only due to the body bouncing. So you're not actually shaking your arms. The movement shakes them. Okay, now lightly. Keep the chin tucked. You don't want the back of your head going like this with your chin flapping. You want to keep the chin in. So consciousness of your arms are going that way so that you feel your body opening, as though you wanted to reach around the universe. Then bring the arms straight up, nice and slow. Let the wrists relax so that the fingers completely bounce up and down, opening the tendons of the hands and the wrists. Just staying nice and relaxed. So this heat we're building, this is preparing us for summer. We want to build this heat. We want to embrace this heat. We want to feel it move through the body. It's your heat. And then we're going to bring it down nice and slow. Relax the arms completely. Keep the feet completely flat. Almost there. Okay. What you may not realize is the amount of cardio you actually just did. And this is what we're about to realize the moment you stop. So, okay. When you stop, that's when you need to get control now of the belly, and do not let yourself breathe up. So we're going to override the need for panic. You're only going to breathe down when you breathe in. When you breathe out, that's when you can embrace that satisfying feeling of lifting it up. Okay, ready? Let's breathe out first. You're going to bring your hands to your knees. Push it out. Out. Now breathe in. Nice and slow. Come up. Shoulders back. Breathe out. Make sure you don't hold your breath. Breathe out. It's the exhale. Lift that belly. Lift the belly as though you're purging. And breathe in. You can even stick the tongue out. That really helps as well. This is a purging breath. Really pull the belly in and up. Give you a powerful gut doing this. Bring it back. Bring it down. You're doing great. Keep it going. Bring the bum down at times too to lower it. So when you lower the bum, you get a deeper, deeper exhale. I'm just going to keep talking so that I can keep exhaling, but I'm bringing my bum all the way down, and as I'm coming down, it's allowing me to push that breath out deeper and deeper and deeper. Don't let the inhale control you. This is the trick. Don't let it pull panic into your system. It wants to, but don't let it. Observe it, though. Observe how it tries to trick you. So again, the root of fear exists between the space of the exhale and the inhale. This is where we build a safe relationship with our fear, so that we understand it. We don't control it, it doesn't control us. We learn how to work it all out. And you see how much easier you get your breath back without full-blown panic. And even as if you raise your shoulders, you're pushing the pressure down, so you're not stimulating the stress points. Okay, now we're going to come up, breathe in, press, breathe out, tuck the chin, press. So we're going to use the sacral pump as well as the chin pump. So here my chin is up, my bum is up. Come back down, tuck the bum, tuck the chin. Push into the ground, then breathe in, sink a little bit, and then as you come up, push into the ground again. And sink completely. So what you want to feel is one motion, like a mushroom coming out of the ground as it's growing. It's not going to just grow in this, it's growing as one whole unit. So as you're coming up like one whole unit. Okay, we're going to come down and push the body. So right from the fingers under the armpit, try to seal it. Push it until there's no more breath out. Then breathe in nice and slow. Start with your fingers, reach out, coming up. Rotate the rib cage as you push into your feet. Then breathe out, coming back down, reaching through the movement as you're coming back down. Again, press. Again, make sure not to hold your breath when you come up to the top. Just let it go as soon as you're filled up. And you feel your breath regulating more and more, slowing down, deepening. Try to access lower into your gut, lower into your hips. Now in the next one, we'll move out from the elbows first. Kind of like a bird. So you're going to open up that way first. And last one. Okay, so we're going to start slapping the legs. Did a lot of work with the legs, so now we want to get the acid moving because deep work also builds acids in the body. It seems like the body likes to build acid. There's no doubt about that when it gets active. And so, or when it gets stressed or when it gets tight. There's so many different ways of building acid in the body. But there's also so many ways of getting rid of acid in the body. So we want to make sure and apply those as we go along through our practice. So slapping, we want to come down and kind of slide up the leg as we're going. I know everybody has different arm lengths. I'm kind of more like a monkey in the sense that my fingers almost come down to my knees. So for me, that works. I can get down deeper. But for anybody else, you can just bend a little bit and come down. And you're just gonna, so each time you slap, come up a little bit, and then when you come back down, slap a little bit higher, and you're just gonna keep working your way up your legs. So you want to regulate your breathing again. This is where we want to get into keeping the breath slow, calm, and deep while the body is staying active. Okay, and then we're going to go on the inside, slapping down. So what's good here is to work your hands in circles. In Qigong, there's a lot of circular work. And so when you're working with your joints, it helps to work in circles like this as well. You get 2 exercises in one. Okay, and then we're going to come down to the inside of the knee, give it a nice little slap. And then we want to go over the top of the knee for the fascia sleeve. And we want to just come down and just kind of lightly slap. So your hand, when it slaps, it's slapping just above the knee area and here, so that it's also getting the knee itself. So it's coming down and slapping off of it like that. If you want to build bone density with it too, then it's a matter of letting the impact vibration shoot straight down out of the heel. Again, you don't want to feel pressure in the front of your knees either though. Okay, and then we're going to slap the knee lightly. So you're going to keep the hands very relaxed so that this part of my hand here cups. So you see here, no matter how straight I try to keep my hand, it's going to go into a cup because I hit it right here. Like that. You can grab at the same time as well. So I practice a form of massage called Tui Na. Tui Na basically means push grab. And so bringing Tui Na into what we're doing really helps as well, so that as you're slapping it, you're also grabbing it at the same time. Okay, and then we're going to work our way down the shins. Again, you're just keeping the hands nice and relaxed. Try to bring the bum down a little bit more. Always work within your range though. If you're getting too much strain, then obviously come up a bit. You can do this in a chair. If you feel that this really needs to be done with your legs, but it's straining your back, just sit in a chair, sit on a stool and do it. Sit on some stairs, whatever. Okay, then we're going to come back up. Then we're going to work the lower back here. And we're going to first just get a nice light slap. You'll notice with Qigong, we move our body and our muscles and that in ways that aren't normal to our modern society. However, we're moving them as the body is designed to move. And because of our modern society, we're not moving the way the body is designed to move. And so, obviously in this world, we're not going to change how we're living our modern life anymore. So we need to practice exercises that bring us to that natural motion of the body. Then the body can handle living the modern world better. Not optimal though. But as optimal as you can in a modern society. So when you're doing this, make sure to stay in your plumb line. Try to be aware that you're not coming out of alignment. Okay, and then we're going to just get the hands in there now, rubbing. So you're pushing against the body. A lot of isometrics going on in here today. One of the best ways to heal yourself is isometrically. You could practice isometric isolation. Everyone just stays in a closet and just pushes the door, pushes the walls. I'm sure that's how many people are feeling now. That's what they're doing. So these kinds of things help keep us sane when we are feeling that way. So I want to just get in there and experiment with it. It's your body, right? So you can get in there with your knuckles. You can get in there with your wrist. So let's say I got a sore wrist through here. I can use my wrist to massage my back, and at the same time I'm massaging my wrist. So I can go like this. So if someone's on a computer all day, or this time of year using a rake for God knows how many hours straight, that in alone can really hurt the wrist, or an axe and all those other things. And so you're getting in there, and you see these bones right here, and you feel those bones? You want to just get right in there and dig in there with your wrists even. And you'll get both. You get a nice massage through your wrist and through your lower back, your sacrum. You can bring the hands together and go down this, up and down the sacrum like this too. And the thing with self-massage is that the more friction you get in there, the more heat, the more chi you're promoting, the more circulation you're promoting. Okay, and then we're going to move up to this area here, getting into the wider area of the back. Bring the elbows out, and again, you can just get the knuckles in there, get your shoulders to relax, and just dig around in there. Find the areas that are sensitive. We got a lot of trigger points in these areas, and so what you're digging out here are your trigger points. Your knuckle will hit a spot that makes you kind of jerk. It's sensitive. When you reach that spot, bend your knees a little deeper and dig in. Just get in there like this. Breathe out. So when we're digging into those little nuggets, we need to exhale. We need to gather up that exhalation. Use sound even. And just get in there. Yeah, and of course, take time. The shoulders can get sore doing this. One thing that helps is to slap it out. So relax the arm. Yeah, you don't want to hold tension in there. And then just slap it out like this. This is the one thing about self-massage, is that we're, for the most part, are using our arms to do it. And, but wow, it can build you up. Isometrically, that's, you know, you're working on your own body. And you're getting stronger on your own body. And just slap it out, and then you can go right back into it again. And again, just get into those little nuggets, feel them out. So now let's try this. Dig into your heels, and then start moving the body with it more. You'll notice that, like playing a guitar, you've got these strings. So now we're going to move around. So on a guitar, I'm not a guitar player, so please, any guitarists out there hear this, don't get mad at me. You got the handle that comes out, the fret or whatever, okay? But then you have these points where you have to place your fingers, right? Any guitarist is laughing at me right now, but they know what I'm talking about. And you have to press those spots, right? In order to get that specific sound out of that chord. And so this is what you're doing here, is you're finding that trigger point, and then you'll feel that chord that runs down it, and get in there and move your body. So just like the guitarist is going like this, you're just moving the body, and you're getting in there now, and you're moving it, and you're digging in. Playing your own instrument. And just dig right in there. So for myself, and this depends, everybody's different, right? So I have really good range in my upper back, and between my ribs and my shoulders and all that. So I can get right in there and work that. But that's, of course, because I've been doing this for a really long time. And then the yoga stretching and all that really helps as well. However, I can then get in there and just move. So I just want to show you all these different techniques that you can just keep moving around in to work out your own tension. This is Qigong as well. This is an exercise as well, as you can feel how tiring it gets very quickly. And so, you know, a lot of the times someone just wants to get a workout in, but they're in pain. Well, then turn your workout into a healing session. And then you feel amazing afterwards, and you've done a full workout at the same time as well. So another thing that I can do, and this again depends on each person, but you can even start down there, is to now actually get right on the spine. And I like to get my knuckles on either side of the spine and just jiggle. And there'll be some tender areas in there, and you never press too hard. You're just stimulating, and you're just going over it. Everybody's pain tolerance is going to be different, of course, too. I have very high pain tolerance, so I like to just get in there and dig in. It gets me breathing. And since I'm addicted to breathing, I like to seek out that drug called breath. And I'm just going to dig in, and it's going to make me breathe. And that's kind of what you're looking for, something that's going to make you get a deeper exhalation in there. See, I'm getting in there, working all that, and I'm moving my body with it. And so each person is, of course, just going to work in their own field of range and what they can do in there. But just get your hips moving with it. There we go. Okay, now we're going to come across for the shoulders now. So again, you're just getting a nice little bounce, and you're letting the hands slap. So they become heavy. I was saying before about the big tiger paws. You want to get those big tiger paws going. You want to get big, fat hands. Nice and heavy. Get the chi into the hands with your mind. Feel your hands become big and heavy paws that just slap down on you. And if you can get in here, like that, that's kind of where you're going as well. So I'm going right in there, stimulating all that tension in through here. And again, feel it out for yourself. Everybody's going to work at their own pace with it. Yes, and coordination can throw you off at times, or lack thereof. Okay, now I'm going to come down onto the arms just a little bit here. And down to the deltoid, and then we're going to work our way down to, so that you're kind of slapping the bicep-tricep line, but mainly the bicep. Keep the shoulders relaxed. So you see how my hands just fly? Just keep them nice and relaxed, and just use that relaxation. Again, most of this is coming from your legs. So you want to get the legs bouncing. As a martial artist, I like a lot of these exercises because there's a lot of arms that are striking arms in martial arts. And so it really builds up your arms really nicely in a way that you get this wonderful circulation so that impact doesn't have the same effect anymore. You stay relaxed during impact. But again, it's daily conditioning. Okay, now we're going to get in here. So this area here, and you want to just slap it. Keep the shoulders relaxed. So one thing that's really good about these exercises too, that when you're doing the iron chute exercise and you're doing all that slapping and tapping and stuff, is how much chi it builds in the hands. So we're going to move down to the wrist now. So see what I'm doing here? Letting the wrists even just slap against each other a little bit. Okay, and then we're going to get the hands swinging back and forth, moving the hips. Again, the breath needs to stay calm, deep, and centered, as though you're just resting and standing still. That's just managed through the core, breathing with your core. Okay, now we're going to move to the tiger's mouth. This is the tiger's mouth in here. And we want these areas to connect with each other as you go back and forth as well. One way to understand where your immune system is at is right in here. If you tap that area and it's tender, then you know your immune system's low. Remember to keep the teeth aligned with each other too, the top teeth and the bottom teeth. So you go. And everyone's favorite now, the back of the hands. So I like to call this one the seal. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So, of course, most people, you probably just want to do this. Sorry, I got a little ahead of myself there. You probably just want to do this nice and like that. Everybody, a lot of people's hands are tender. I like to do this. So again, it's at your own range. Keep the shoulders relaxed though. You don't want to bring the shoulders up and tense the shoulders. You want to keep them nice and relaxed. Even the back of the wrists are smacking against each other as well. So I'm just going like this. Okay, and now let's shake it. Okay, now we're going to build it back up to another shake, and then we're going to do a nice little body scan. Okay, so we're going to start picking up the breath. We're going to start getting a quicker breath, and we're going to start using So the inhale's quick, but again, grounding. Don't pull it up into here. It's not a panic breath. Now let it come down, slow it down, and stop. Close the eyes, stay in your plumb line, relax, scan the body. going to slowly raise the hands. Push into the ground, breathe in and open. And breathe out. So we're a little pumping here. Breathe in. So you're pushing into the ground, breathing in, swelling the core, breathing out, sinking into the ground, lifting the belly up. Pay attention to the sensation in the hands as well as between the hands. So if you watch my hands here, the palms are going to constantly stay facing each other, no matter what I do. So I'm not going to go like this. I'm just going to keep them facing each other. Let's try to stay in alignment with the heart center. So I want to get this pulse happening. The pulse, it goes in, it sinks, it contracts, and then it slowly swells and gets bigger. Imagine like a sphere that gets big as you breathe in, and then it gets really small and tiny to the point of singularity. Then expands to become the universe, and then entropy. Back to the point of singularity. Okay, then we're going to bring it in. Then bring the hands to the sides. So you're going to breathe in and out. Push, then bring it back. Then in, so we're going to lift, out, and push. Then in and out. So with everything we've done, your stabilizing muscles on the sides are going to be playing games with you. So you want to come back to the center line. That's why we're doing this now, is to work through that now. And then, so come back to the center line, then shift. So you always want to make sure you come back to that neutral point to allow the tension to dissolve and root. Allow your energy to root, then slightly shift. And use your breath. Your breath has everything to do with balance. The other hand stays grounded. And try not to look at the ground. Try to look up, or at least forward. Okay, now we're going to change it up with the arms after this next one. So just get a good ground. Now I'm going to breathe in and out. Nice long exhalation. Take your time between each one. Now both knees at the same time. Just kidding. I'd like to see which person's mind will go with that. How are we going to do that? Okay, so now we're going to try to bring ourselves into a full balance, okay? And we're going to learn to use one side of your body to help you with that balance. Balance has a lot of different things going on. The inner ear, the eyes themselves. You'll notice that it's actually a lot harder to stand on one foot with your eyes closed than it is with your eyes open, okay? Actually, let's give that a try just for a moment so that you can actually feel that out. So bring the palms up, bring the foot out, and just for a moment feel that point through your toes a little bit, okay? Feel it. Now close your eyes. So this tells you a lot about your inner ear, first of all, when you close your eyes. That'll tell you a lot about what's going on with the internal balance, okay? Feel out the other leg as well, and try that as well. And then you want to get your ankle to relax as well. You'll notice there's certain areas in your body that are fighting you when you're doing it. And so you want to make sure that you get the shoulders to relax, that you still sit in your plumb line. The idea is to hold the feeling without holding it. Yeah, so you'll see how it moves you. It gets you moving around, okay? So what we want to do is work with that as well. So in the beginning, we want to keep the eyes up. We want to make sure that the eyes are not going down when we're doing this as well. Relaxation in the core. You want your chi dropping down when you're trying to hold balance. If it's going all over the place, then everything's going to become wobbly. Then there's your stabilizing muscles, and then there's your ankle reaction, because the muscles and the tendons in the ankles certainly, can start going off as well. And then a slow, calm breath. So what we're going to do here is hold, and we're going to break this down into a few different things, okay? Sorry, I just had that wrong. That's a little advanced. We'll go with the simpler one. Okay, so we're going to do just this side. We're not going to cross over. So we're going to hold this, okay? I went into it off. So we're just going to, and then sink. So what you want to do is to work through the idea of holding the balance and grounding the third eye as we kind of consider this one. In order to ground the third eye, though, everything has to be relaxed. So while you're doing this, if this is difficult to connect, start with this. The idea, though, is that you're not going to bring yourself forward. You're bringing the leg up so that you can hold it like this and then stay relaxed. Doing these postures after a full class exercise is very challenging because your system's already taxed now. There's different times to do these, but this is great. Because you're exhausted, you can give over more relaxation. You cannot hold as much tension. But what you don't want to do is come forward. You don't want to hold like this, okay? So the idea then is to just do this and direct. Direct your fingers at the third eye. But they don't have to touch if it's pulling you out of your plumb line. This is what's very important to understand. Get your foot and your ankle to relax. Get your quadricep to relax. And try to just keep like this. This hand can ground you as though you're holding on to a pillar, like as though there's a pillar beside you. Yeah, my legs are a little shaky right now too, which is okay. The idea is that we want to work through that shake. Get your breath. Feel the breath moving to the lower back. Go to the areas that would normally be nice and tight. Okay, so we'll just keep it a little short today. Now when you come out of it, work the area that you felt the most tension. Just tap it out. And then we'll go to the next one. So you can make it like a game too. No matter what happens, don't let this foot touch the floor. Even if you come out and do all kinds of weird things, it's okay. But don't let it touch the floor. When I feel it, I'll do all kinds of I'll come down like this, just kind of move around, let it move through the body, and then go back. Okay, that's good. So you're going to bring it down. Again, go to that area. And then we'll do both. Get right in there. So again, using self-massage as you work through your practice, I think is very beneficial. And then if you want to just dig into the glutes, and relax. Good. Okay. And then we'll just do a few more pumping breaths just to make sure we move any lactic acid we've built up out of the body. So we're just going to push into the ground, breathe in. Breathe out, bring it back down. Push the hips forward. And in. Okay, now we're going to just go into the full pump now. So we're going to stretch the hands and then relax the hands. Come down, pull the hands back, stretch the hands, and then come back. And bring them down and through. And we'll finish off with a little magnetic since we did so much isometrics today. So we're going to get the hips wiggling with it, get the shoulders relaxed. Use more tricep and bicep than anything else. Don't use your shoulders, use your hips. Biceps and triceps. And then slow it down, and press. So you're going to slowly build the pressure, get your shoulders to relax, stay in alignment with the heart center. Relax the shoulders, slowly building. But you want to stay extended out here like this. And just build the push. When you finally get to a point where you're pushing as hard as you can, then you want to try to maintain that for a moment. Now really give it, really push it, really push it. Don't lift the shoulders though, keep them relaxed, really push, and now very slowly let it dissolve, again layer by layer, calibrate the release, degree by degree, but hold the posture, don't come out of the posture as you get more relaxed, maintain the posture. Until you're in the posture, completely relaxed, and then when you feel that, we're going to very slowly open the hands. Just let that current run. Observe it. Okay, now we're going to pulse it up a little bit just by going back and forth nice and light. And then do little circles. And then we're going to open, push into the floor as you breathe in. And press the back of the hands. Now this one you can go straight into now because we're tuned. You just want to push the back of the hands. And let it dissolve nice and slow, nice and slow, nice and slow, just like before, but hold the posture, hold the posture. And then when you feel that you're completely relaxed, then we're going to bring the palms into alignment with each other and just let them go wherever they go. If you feel that it's pulling you back, you definitely want to dig in. Bend the knees, get deep. Don't hold it, let it hold itself. going to just bounce it out. Okay. Do a few breaths and we're going to come into stance. So we're going to breathe in, push into the ground, bringing the hands up. Breathe out, bringing the hands down. Internal body comes up as the hands go down. And the internal breath pressure goes down into the hips as the arms come up. Again, push into the ground gently for a deeper breath. And then bring the hands down. And just open the palms forward, draw the shoulders back slightly. So you want to just come into your plumb line. Coming into a stance. Observe the body right from the feet all the way up. Make sure everything's in their proper alignment. Keeping the tip of the tongue connected to the root of the palate, just behind the top front teeth. You want to make sure to keep your teeth aligned with each other, so the top teeth and the bottom teeth stay aligned with each other as well. Breathing into the belly. You want to slow the breath and deepen the breath as much as you can. Feeling yourself sink, and then we're going to close the eyes, going internally into the body. breathe in.